Hey guys, Joshua Gamer here, and today we are doing a new what if. It was pretty much the idea that was given to me by some of my friends. So pretty much, you can, if you can see the title and the thumbnail, then you already know this is actually going to be a what if Izuku was isekad the Genshin Impact. And the way that I was thinking of how the everything would work is actually going to be something similar, and kind of, it's not going to change completely, not everything, but it's going to change a lot of the story of Genshin Impact, but not too much. It's still going to be the same, but with the little things I'm going to add to it. So pretty much, I'll quit my yapping, and so we can so you guys can pretty much like the what if. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it. So pretty much, I'll quit my yapping, like I said again, and let's start off. So where we begin from is Izuku. Izuku being excited, telling his mom, saying, "Mom, I want to figure out what my quirk is." With pretty much Inko saying, "Oh, honey, it's 9 in the morning. It's until 10 o'clock in the morning." With Izuku saying, "Oh." So pretty much Izuku just being impatient, and it felt like the longest time ever, which the longest hours ever. And pretty much Izuku, and Hinko just goes to Izuku saying, "Izuku, come on, it's time to eat. It's almost time." With Izuku smiling, saying, "Really? Yes! I finally get to figure out what my quirk is." Pretty much little Izuku is extremely excited to see if he has a quirk. Pretty much being the optimistic kid that he is right now. And pretty much, Inko is also happy to see her son extremely excited, and pretty much tells him, "Come on, breakfast is ready." With Izuku saying, "Okay, Mom." Of course, Izuku and Inko eat, and pretty much, let's say, an hour passed, let's just say. And pretty much, Izuku and Inko go to the quirk doctor, which the quirk doctor, and same as canon, tells Izuku that, sorry, kid, pretty much this is a different quirk doctor. This is a different one, okay? This is not like the one that's brutally honest, telling him to quit or whatever. With pretty much the different quirk doctor saying, "Excuse me, kid, what do you think of doing in the future?" With Izuku saying, "I'm thinking of becoming a hero to save people and make sure that they are happy and to help them go through really rough things." With the doctor just smiling, but behind that smile, he's feeling this type of sadness that he's gonna tell this kid the truth, but he's not gonna be brutally honest about it. He's gonna be extremely, like, he's gonna let the kid know very, he's not gonna be, like, brutally honest, telling him, like, not holding any punches. No. He's not like that. He's not that type of guy. But pretty much, the doctor says, "Izuku, can you please, wait for your mom outside? It's gonna be a secret, so." With Izuku being excited, saying, "Really? Okay, Mom, will you tell me when we get back home?" With Inko saying, "Of course, honey." Pretty much, Izuku leaves the room. With pretty much, the doctor saying, "Excuse me, Miss Inko." With Inko saying, "Yes, doctor?" With the doctor saying, "I'm sorry, but I can tell the kid in front." With Inko saying, Well, what do you mean?" With the doctor just saying, "I'm gonna tell you lightly. I won't tell you something that's not impossible or possible. But sadly, your son is quirkless." With Inko shocked at this revelation, with Inko saying, "Wait, is it really true that he's quirkless?" With the doctor sadly just looking down and just shaking in agreement, saying, "Yes, your son is quirkless. I'm very sorry. I couldn't tell him. He was someone that, even if I wouldn't lie to you, if he became a hero and had a quirk, he would become one of the greatest heroes. Sadly, he doesn't have a quirk, but There's something that told someone, a very wise man told me, nothing is impossible. You just have to work hard for it. And since back I remember my grandfather telling me once that there was once a time quirks never existed, that we were all deemed quirkless. So, seeing that the quirks, like, out of nowhere appeared, I would say that it's possible for your son to become a hero, but it's going to be extremely challenging. So, I recommend you to be supportive. Try to be strong for him. That's all I can advise you, but the way you're going to give him the news is, it's on you. Because I don't know if I have the guts to tell a kid that's dreaming something so big that he sadly can't have. Well, if he doesn't work hard for it. So, I'm sorry, but you have to tell your son when you get back home. With Inko saying, "Oh, thank you, doctor. And I'm very thankful that you didn't crush my son's dreams." With the doctor saying, "It's okay. Everyone can dream. It's fine. But sometimes you have to face reality. But sometimes you can mend reality to your own volition in the best way possible to make your dream a reality, to make that the reality you desire." That's all I can say, madam. Have a good day and good afternoon, or good morning to say. With Inko saying, "Thank you, doctor. I also hope you have a good day." With pretty much remembering the words that the doctor said, being supportive and also being strong for Izuku. With pretty much before she left the room, she pretty much put it on a bit of a mask, saying that it's all fine. The doctor didn't tell me to make him quit his dream. Izuku just has to work extremely hard for it. With pretty much Inko just walking through the door, with Izuku just having some candy, with Inko saying, "Huh? Izuku, where you get the candy?" With Izuku with a mouth full of candy saying, the nice nurse lady gave it to me. And also, it's really good chocolate. Do you want some, Mom?" Pretty much also Izuku showing with like a mouthful of chocolate. Pretty much like giving a bit of chocolate to his mother, with Inko saying, "No, I'm fine. You can have it later, okay? Let's just go back home." With Izuku saying, "Okay, Mom, do I have a quirk?" With Inko saying, "I'll tell you when we get in the car, okay?" Pretty much, she's not looking at Izuku, but pretty much she's still saddened by it. Not as much as Canon, but pretty much still saddened by it. So pretty much, they both Inko and Izuku get into the car. Izuku and Inko are in the car, with Izuku saying, "Mom, we're in the car. What's my quirk?" With Inko looking back at him, pretty much trying not to cry, pretty much saying, "Listen, Izuku. The quirk doctor told me that you're quirkless." Pretty much Izuku still has the same reaction. But this time, this Inko does support him with his dream. With Izuku still asking the same question, saying that if he can still become a hero. With Inko saying, "Of course you can. But since you don't have a quirk, you have to work as twice as hard than anyone else in the world. Okay, honey?" With pretty much Izuku still tearing up a bit, but then shakes his head in agreement. With pretty much, of course, the Izuku and Inko go back home, with Izuku still being a bit sad, but Inko still does tear up a bit, but she's like, "No, I have to show him that I'm strong, to give him hope that he can still become a hero." And pretty much Izuku go home as canon, and Izuku watches the same video as canon. But except as his canon counterpart that Izuku cries, he looks at All Might with this time more extreme determination than ever, and more determination than ever, pretty much to become a hero. And instantly, let's say a day passes with pretty much Izuku going back to school, preschool, with instantly the Bakugo saying, "Hey Deku, what's your quirk?" With Izuku saying, "Oh, I'm quirkless." But this time Izuku isn't nervous about saying that he's quirkless. So pretty much Bakugo, of course, like in canon, he says everyone laughs at him. With pretty much the teacher was about to ask what everyone's laughing about, with Izuku saying, "Be quiet, I'll still become a hero. I'll be the first quirkless hero ever. And then that's when you have to respect me." Pretty much Bakugo, of course, doing little explosions, with Izuku being a bit frightened a bit, but then he reminds the words that his mom said, "You have to work twice as hard to become a hero." With Izuku remembering these words, he pretty much said, "That doesn't scare me, Bakugo." Of course, he stopped calling Bakugo a Kacchan, because he noticed Bakugo started becoming a bully and a jerk because of all his inflated ego. And pretty much, Bakugo was not having it. Of course, he was about to punch Izuku, with the teacher pretty much stopping Bakugo with his saying, "Bakugo Katsuki, what do you think you're doing?" With Bakugo saying, "I'm teaching this Deku his place. He thinks he can become a hero even if he's quirkless." With the teacher hearing that and looking at Izuku with shock, with even Bakugo thinking that it's like he thinks that the teacher's going to tell him to stop. With pretty much the teacher saying, "Bakugo Katsuki, go to the corner right now. You're in timeout." With Bakugo of course, not getting used to being in trouble, he just says, "What? Why am I in trouble instead of him?" With pretty much the teacher saying, "Because you tried to hurt one of your classmates. You're in timeout. I will call your parents after this, understood?" With Bakugo saying, pretty much, of course, grumbling and being angry and going to the corner. With the teacher saying, "Izuku, do you still want to become a hero, even if you're quirkless?" With Izuku shaking his head saying, "I'll be the first quirkless hero, no matter what. If people tell me that I shouldn't become a hero, I'll still do it. I'll work twice as hard. No, 3 times as hard." Pretty much showing, even the teacher saw the amount of determination, like the fire in Izuku's eyes, of the determination to become a hero. And pretty much the teacher just smiled saying, "Well then, you better work hard, okay? Because it's not easy, even if you're quirkless. So, Izuku, Pinky promised me something." Pretty much, she takes out a pinky promise, of course. And pretty much, Izuku says, "What is it?" With her saying, "Never give up on your dream, okay? And always keep going forward, no matter what." Pretty much, Izuku hearing this, he pretty much takes out his pinky finger and he says, "Pinky promise. I pinky promise. And I will never go back on my word." With pretty much Bakugo hearing this, he gets mad. Well, as a kid, getting a tantrum, pretty much, as a regular kid. With pretty much thinking, "Why am I in trouble? That Deku should be in trouble. I'm the best here in class." Pretty much, you know how Bakugo is. He's pretty much being a brat right now. With, of course, but let's say there's these, like the next week, there was 2 transfer students. There's 2 kids that transferred into Izuku's preschool. And pretty much, the teacher says, "Listen up, everyone. We have 2 new students, so I want you all to be nice to them." With Izuku and everyone looking at the front, pretty much, the teacher saying, "You both can come in." And pretty much, the 2 kids come in. One is actually hiding behind someone. And pretty much, the person hiding behind the kid that's a bit taller than the others, pretty much taller than her for a bit, and pretty much she's just being shy. With pretty much the teacher saying, "Please introduce both of yourselves." With pretty much the the taller kid saying, "My name is Ben Shikaki. Nice to meet you." Pretty much the kid just doing like a goofy smile, and pretty much he has that like a bright aura. Pretty much, with instantly with the girl saying, "My name is," pretty much mumbling her name, and the teacher saying, "Is it okay if you can say your name a bit louder, sweetie?" With the girl saying, "Okay, my name is Dreave Hatakoshi. Nice to meet you. Well, that's the nickname I go through, but you can call me Andrea Hatakoshi. That's my name." With pretty much no, sorry. The name is Andrea Hatakoshi. Pretty much, pretty much she says, "But you can call me Dreave. It feels better." Pretty much Izuku looks at them, not weirdly, but just looks at them. And pretty much one of the kids says, "What's your quirk?" With the boy says, "I don't have one." Neither does she. With pretty much Bakugo yelling, "We have two more quirkless losers here!" Pretty much the students, also the other kids some of the kids start laughing at him. But pretty much Izuku, and pretty much some of the kids start laughing with Bakugo, but not all of them. Some of them are just being quiet, not judging at all, just minding their own business. And pretty much Bakugo walks up to the boy saying, "You quirkless Dekus." "Hey Deku, your loser friends are here." With Izuku saying, "Be quiet, you jerk." Pretty much what Izuku called the Katsuki. With Katsuki and the whole everyone hearing this, everyone was shocked that Izuku said that, because he's someone that's timid. With Katsuki saying, "What did you say?" With Izuku walking up to him saying, "I said, be quiet, you jerk." Pretty much looking at Bakugo's eyes, with Bakugo being furious, pretty much being extremely angry at this point. With pretty much he does like little pops on his hand, like the explosions, and pretty much says, "What did you say, you Deku? Say that one more time." Pretty much with Izuku saying, "Okay, I'll say it again. Stop being a bully, you jerk." With Bakugo hearing this, he was about to punch Izuku, but then he remembers that the teacher's there and he doesn't want to go on timeout, because last time when his parents were called, pretty much the teacher said that Bakugo was bullying a student, and he used his quirk on someone else, with pretty much the mother and father being disappointed at them and saying that you should never do that and never hurt others. And of course, Bakugo didn't just say, "Why? I'm better than those losers. I can be better than them. I can be best hero." Pretty much being the kid, but with the mother pretty much saying, "We'll have a talk when we get home. And you are in big trouble, mister." With pretty much the father saying, "Yes, you are. And we're going to take away your All Might figurines because you're grounded for a week." With, of course, Bakugo hearing that saying, "What? No!" Of course, being the kid he is, he does a bit of a tantrum. And pretty much, he blamed Izuku for this, pretty much. He doesn't blame his actions, but pretty much he blamed Izuku because he's the one that got in trouble instead of Izuku himself. But pretty much, Bakugo started hating Izuku, and he started bullying some other kids, behind the teacher's back. With, of course, the teachers getting Bakugo and calling their parents, his parents, and the parents of the person that he bullied and stuff like that. Of course, he gets in trouble and he doesn't know how the teachers know. Instantly, and then one day, the day when the new students arrived, Izuku just walked up to them while going by Bakugo. With pretty much the Izuku saying, "Hi, my name is Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you. Your name is, Ben Shikaki, right?" With Ben saying, "Nice to meet you." Pretty much doing that goofy smile again. With Izuku, of course, the smile being contagious, Izuku smiles. With Den, of course, Andrea or Dreave, however you want to pronounce it, call her, pretty much saying, "And you're Dreave, right?" With Dreave just hiding behind Ben, pretty much just shaking her head, just shaking her head, and she's kind of like the shy girl right now. Well, for now, that is. So pretty much right now, she's the shy girl, and instantly, pretty much Izuku and of course Dreave and Ben started hanging out. Pretty much they started playing together, started like having fun in the park and stuff like that. Then let's say like about by the time everyone was about to leave and go home, let's say Ben and Dreve were literally going somewhere that they didn't know, and only Bakugo knows. And pretty much, let's say it's like a classroom that other students rarely go to, like very little people go to, and pretty much instantly Bakugo just sees them saying, "Hey, what are you quirkless losers doing here?" With Ben saying, "Oh, sorry, we're just looking around. It's a new school, so we thought it would be good to explore." With these Bakugo saying, "What are you doing here? This is my place. Get out of here before I beat you up, you losers." With Ben saying, "There's no need to fight. Violence isn't a good answer, you know?" With Bakugo saying, "I don't care. Get out of here, you losers." With Bakugo's henchman, of course, Bakugo just tells them to leave now. With, of course, both of them are about to leave. With instantly, Andrea accidentally falls over. With pretty much, Ben is gonna go get her, saying, "Are you okay, Dreve?" With Dreve silently saying, "Yeah, I am. Let's just go." Of course, Bakugo says, "Wait." Instantly, and Bakugo says, "Stop them. Stop them from leaving." Of course, the two henchmen block the path of both Ben and Dreve, with Dreve getting a bit scared, with Ben saying, "What are you doing? We're just about to go. She just fell." With Bakugo saying, "You're friends with that stupid loser Deku. Why are you friends with him, huh? Is it because you're quirkless losers?" With Ben pretty much just ignoring what he's saying, "We're friends because he's a nice guy. He's a nice kid. He's a nice person, and you're like a mean person. That's why." Bakugo, hearing this, he gets angry, saying, "What did you say to me?" Pretty much, of course, Bakugo walking towards him and, of course, punching him. With pretty much Dream saying, "Are you okay, Ben?" With uh, with pretty much Bakugo saying, "Don't move, stupid girl." Pretty much Bakugo saying, "Why are you calling me mean, huh? I'm gonna be the best hero out of these losers. And I'll be the best, better than All Might." With Ben saying, "You're no hero. You're acting like a villain. You're being a bully to others. And no hero would be like that. You're more like a villain than a hero." With pretty much Bakugo hearing this, of course he punches him again. And pretty much, of course, Ben, of course, retaliates with punching Bakugo too. With Bakugo not, of course, having the little explosions, it's not like doing at all, not even doing a little damage. It's just like it's almost like a little flick, you know? It just feels like a little flick is hitting you, you know? But with the punches, it's a bit different. But that's just what I'm telling you, like how the explosions feel, you know? So pretty much, Bakugo is like pretty much bullying Ben, and Ben is pretty much fighting back. And instantly the two guys get hit, pretty much get hurt, and just say, "Ow, I want my..." One of them says, "Ow," and the other henchman says, "I want my mommy," pretty much. And you see Izuku, of course, and the other two henchmen on the ground just holding their stomachs because it's really hurt. And then Bakugo looks up, with, of course, being hurt, and also Ben looks up, pretty much looking where Izuku was, and he sees Izuku saying, "What are you doing, Bakugo?" It was Bakugo saying, You loser, you nerd." Pretty much, of course, he let his rage control him, and pretty much he attacked Izuku. Pretty much, of course, he was attacking Izuku. And then Dreve says, "I'm gonna go get a teacher." With Ben saying, "Go, get a teacher now." With pretty much instantly, Ben was gonna go towards Izuku and Bakugo, but pretty much both of them were pretty much punching back to back. But of course, Izuku was winning because of the more determination he had to protect his friends. And of course, Bakugo gets put on the ground saying, "Why are you doing this, Bakugo?" With Bakugo saying, "What do I have to answer to you, stupid?" Pretty much Izuku saying, "I'm not the stupid one here, you are, because you're bullying everyone. You're being a big bully and jerk. You're you're not if you want to be a hero, don't act like a jerk and a bully. You're being more like a villain than a hero." With Katsuki saying, "I'm not a villain!" Pretty much screaming that out. With instantly, he's of course jumping towards Izuku, but instantly Izuku quickly dodged and moved out of the way. And pretty much Bakugo, let's say he hit a trash can that was like right there. Let's just say there was a trash can there, and pretty much Bakugo ran into it and hit it, and he says, "Ow!" With Izuku saying, "That's what you get." Pretty much walking away from Bakugo, instantly, Izuku goes and helps Ben and helps pick up Ben. With Ben saying, "Thank you, Izuku." With Izuku saying, no, don't worry about it." and pretty much, says, "We're friends, aren't we?" With pretty much Ben's eyes, it's like they glow. With Ben just looking down and says, "Yeah, we're best friends." Pretty much Izuku helps Ben and carries him to the nurse's office. Instantly, the teacher goes and sees, and pretty much with Dreve, or Andrea, whatever, pretty much Dreve is like crying, like tears pretty much are crying. Instantly the teacher says, "Ben, are you okay?" With Ben saying, "Yeah, Izuku took me to the nurse's office." Pretty much the teacher says, "Are you okay? What happened? I heard from from Dreve that you were getting bullied. May I ask who it is?" With Ben not knowing who to tell, what to tell to the teacher, with Izuku of course saying, "It was Bakugo again. He was bullying some other kid, but this time he was beating Ben up, like hitting him. So I stood in the way and protected Ben from Bakugo. So yeah, that's what happened." With of course the teacher saying, "Oh my goodness. Katsuki, Bakugo, why are you doing this? Don't worry. I will tell the teacher and the principal about what Katsuki did. So I will tell his parents what happened here today too. And Nizuku, good job, but don't do that again. I understand you're trying to protect your friends, but you also have to call an adult, okay?" With Izuku saying, "I promise, next time I will, okay?" With the teacher saying, "Okay, you better keep that promise, Izuku." With Izuku just smiling saying, "Okay, teacher." With Dreve just walking in and just looks down in just nervousness. Pretty much, like what Hinata does when she's nervous? Pretty much that's what she does. Pretty much, Hinata, I meant to say Dreve. Dreve says, "Did I do something bad?" With Izuku saying, "What? No. You did something good. You told the teacher that someone was in trouble. So in a way, you became a bit of a hero." With Dreve looking up and just pretty much look, and it's the same thing that happened to Ben. It's like her eyes like took like a little bit of a glow, And pretty much Izuku just smiles. With Dreve just also does like a really gentle smile. And instantly says, "Thank you. I guess I did become a hero." Pretty much does that soft smile. And pretty much after this, Bakugo got in complete big trouble. With, of course, his parents saying, "You're gonna be grounded for a month, Katsuki, Mr. Young Man." Pretty much the father being also a bit angry With Bakugo never saw this side of his dad, and it kind of scared him a bit. With Bakugo saying, "What did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong." With his father and teacher says, with his father saying, "You were hurting a quirkless student, someone that doesn't have the power to defend themselves. But you did something very bad, son, and I'm disappointed." Pretty much in a rough tone, with Bakugo also being a bit sad, but also angry, saying, "It's not my fault." With the father of Katsuki saying, "It is, because you hurt that kid. Because of you, bad things might happen, but because of you, you became even worse than a villain. Do you want to be a villain, son?" With Katsuki looking at him shocked, because he never heard it coming from his father. With Katsuki just looking down, and then he started to tear up. He says, "No." With his father saying, "Are you gonna keep bullying people like that?" With Katsuki just shaking his head in disagreement because he didn't trust his voice. With, of course, his father saying, "Good, because if you do that again, bad things might happen. Not just to someone else, but you might hurt someone really badly. Because of that, you have to be careful with your work. You want to be a hero, right, son?" With his son, with Katsuki pretty much tearing up and crying, saying, "Yeah, I want to be a hero." With the pretty much instantly, his mother saying, "Well, if you want to be a hero, you have to stop bullying other kids. It's not the right thing to do. No hero would do that. And you have to say sorry to every kid you bullied, okay, son?" With pretty much the gentle tone that Katsuki's mother was saying. With pretty much Katsuki saying, "Okay, I will. And I'll be a better person, and I'll be a better hero." With the teacher saying, "Good, but you have to promise me, Bakugo, never fight someone, okay? Never bully someone, because you don't know if someone's having a really bad day. So you have to stop doing that, okay, Bakugo?" With Bakugo just shaking his head in agreement again. With pretty much, let's skip a few years later. Pretty much, Dreave, Ben, and Izuku, kind of their personalities changed. Not too much, but a bit. Pretty much, of course, Ben is going to be like the comedic relief, and Izuku's going to be the calm, intelligent one. But sometimes his emotions do, control him. But he's still going to be, like, the positive person, you know? Of course, Izuku has been, training after these few years. He learned how to fight. He learned how to do taekwondo, karate, whatever you can think of, pretty much. Learning how to do self-defend. Let's say Izuku was learning how to do kendo, like the fighting, the sword thing. Yeah, that. Let's say Izuku was learning how to do kendo. With pretty much, let's say Ben actually took an interest in archery. And pretty much he was getting better and better by each time. And of course, Dree was someone that liked books. She just kept reading books. She read some manga, she read some manhwa, whatever you can think of. Novels, whatever you can think of. And pretty much, their friendship is extremely strong. And also, Andrea or Dreve, however you say it, pretty much is pretty much the one that tries to keep them from fighting. Pretty much tries to calm everyone down in the group. Because sometimes Izuku and Ben have a bit of an disagreement, but don't have it to the point where they're gonna stop being friends. Oh, no. They're you can say they're like Gray and Natsu and Gray. That's actually the best way to put it. Pretty much that it's like that. Because the best friendships can become stronger after an argument, and you can like settle the score, or like you can find a common ground. That's what I think of it, really. Like, the more arguments you have, the stronger your friendship will become if you overcome that obstacle together. So pretty much it's like Natsu and Gray. Pretty much they argue a lot, but they're also best friends. Pretty much like that. And also, Dreve sometimes has like a bit of a Urza personality. She has like a bit of an Urza personality now. Mostly like by when they are both Ben and Izuku argue, pretty much. She's kind of the Urza of the group. Pretty much, yeah. That's the best way I can explain it for this like extremely small group. Pretty much. And pretty much, of course, Ben, Dreve, and Izuku go to the same middle school. Not the same middle school as Bakugo Katsuki, but pretty much Bakugo Katsuki is going to be a bit of a more chill person. He's not going to be like the same Bakugo, like, pretty much the one that's pretty much a piece of shit. Yeah. So pretty much Izuku and all the three, pretty much the trio are best friends. Childhood best friends. And of course, pretty much, let's say in this middle school, they all have really good grades. Well, besides Ben. Actually, no, Ben is like the third best. Has the third best grades, with Izuku being top first of the class. And pretty much, let's say, about they're in their second year, let's say. And there's actually no third year of middle school. And pretty much, of course, they are called the famous trio, because in their school, pretty much, mostly in a good way, mostly because Izuku and pretty much Dreve, Izuku, and Ben pretty much try to stop bullying in the schools, and pretty much like that. They pretty much they stopped the bullying, and also made this school a better place, someone that can feel more safer. You know what I mean? So pretty much they're called the best, like the famous trio, and everyone knows they're quirkless, and also there's some respect for the trio, because even though they're quirkless, they work extremely hard, pretty much like that, and of course they don't make fun of them. Everyone respects each other because of those three. Because those three actually changed the school for the better. And the principal is thankful for it, even though some of the methods that had needed physical violence, he wasn't thankful for that. But still, he was thankful that the three students, were able to stop the bullying, stop everything negative in the school. So pretty much, let's skip to the field trip. Everyone gets their I forgot what they're called, but pretty much those forms that the parent has to sign and give the money to, so you can actually go to the field trip. What are you saying? I'm gonna go. What are you guys? Because seeing ancient ruins, seeing the past in Europe, I think that's pretty cool. With Ben saying, probably, why not? We can go on another area. We can literally go to another state. That's cool. With Dreve saying, of course I'm gonna go. I love history. I love everything about history. It's amazing. With Ben saying, history nerd. With Dreve saying, shut up, Ben. With Ben saying, make me. Of course, sometimes Dreve and Ben do have arguments with themselves. It's not just Izuku. It's pretty much everyone in the group sometimes has their own arguments. But, of course, they're all still best friends in the end. So pretty much, let's say all Izuku, Dreve, and Ben get their forms signed by their parents, and of course the money, and of course they were going to stay in Europe for about a month or so, let's say. And pretty much Inko tell them, pretty much try to over prepare him, saying, okay son, you have 23 shirts, you have 23 shorts, clean clothes, pretty much whatever. Pretty much she kind of prepared him. Pretty much he has 3 bags. He's holding onto 3 bags. He's like, Mom, I think this is too much. With Inko saying, "No, it's never too much. Here, have some sunscreen." Pretty much, it's like that over-prepared mother, like over-prepared or like overprotective, kind of like that. Kind of like that. For Dreeve, pretty much the parents just gave her like a bit of a briefcase and pretty much that's it. With Ben just having like, like those little duffel bags, kind of like that. Pretty much, of course, he has everything he needs there. Pretty much, he just stuffed a lot of stuff there. Also, by the way, in this What If, Ben is going to be the comedic relief, pretty much. And pretty much, we skip over to when everyone goes to the airport. And there was actually a bit of, let's say about 30 to 40 kids no, 50 kids in the airport. Let's just say. I don't know how many there would be in real life, so I'm just estimating here, okay? So pretty much, there's like I'm not going to be specific in numbers. There was like almost a whole, like half of the third years pretty much there. So pretty much, Izuku, Dreeve, and Ben are actually surprised that there's actually this many people. There's also some chaperones. There's some other teachers were also brought in, and there's like some extra teachers were also brought in because they didn't expect for like so many kids to be here. So pretty much, of course, everyone goes and gets ready to go to board on the plane. Of course, so pretty much, yeah. And then we skip over like a few hours left. A few hours later, they land in Europe. With, of course, like those people with the sign saying, this high school and like the high school students and like teachers, blah 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 blah, etc., pretty much. With one of the teachers saying, "Oh, we're here." With pretty much the person that's gonna give them a tour looks behind them and sees there's a lot of students, and she didn't expect it. But luckily, she came prepared. Luckily, which like those tour buses, pretty much. She said, "Okay then. Well, first, come on, let's give you a tour." Pretty much, and also Izuku still has this habit of like drawing stuff, not just heroes, but pretty much drawing like other things, like things that intrigue him. Like for example, ruins of a city, or like some like things that look cool, or like but he still draws, and he still has that habit of like analyzing of how someone can use their quirk and stuff like that. With pretty much Ben sitting next to him saying, "Oh, what are you drawing?" With pretty much Izuku just pointing at the ruins right there. Like the Colosseum, like the ruins of the Colosseum there. Pretty much Ben says, "Oh, you're drawing that? I don't think you can draw it in time." Pretty much Izuku says, "Are you sure about that?" With Ben looks back and he just sees that like it's almost finished with it. With pretty much Ben just looks at Izuku saying, "Are you sure you don't have a quirk? It's amazing how you can almost draw this in like about a few seconds. The hell?" With Drea saying, "Hey, I'm also drawing, Pretty much Drea's sitting back with another female student. Let's say this female student actually has a crush on Drea. And there's like another student that has a crush on Ben. Pretty much, the student that's sitting next to Drea pretty much has a crush on her. Pretty much saying, just like trying to keep it together. With then, pretty much Drea asks her, "Oh, what do you think?" Pretty much drawing the student, pretty much in like a cute fashion, like a cute kawaii anime fashion. With the student looking at it, and she's like, "I love it, thank you, thank you, thank you." She's like super excited with undressing. "Oh, you're welcome." With of course Izuku still drawing the Colosseum and stuff like that, giving it a few extra details and stuff. With pretty much Ben just playing video games. With Izuku saying, "So, what game did you bring?" With Ben saying, "I brought them all. Well, except for my consoles. I can only bring the portable ones." With Izuku saying, "Is that all you have in your bag?" With Ben saying, "No, I have some clothes in there. Maybe that are maybe washed. I don't know. I was in a rush." So, with Izuku just looking at him saying, "Really? I guess you haven't changed." With Ben saying, "What does that mean?" With Izuku saying, "Don't worry about it." With pretty much Izuku just drawing the Colosseum and finished with the touches. pretty much, even let's say the tour guide was actually saw Izuku was drawing, and pretty much she went up to him saying, "So, what are you drawing?" Izuku just pointing with his pencil at the Colosseum, with her saying, "Oh, the Colosseum. It might take you a while to." Instantly, she just sees Izuku like already done with the drawing, just adding like some shading to it, with her saying, "How did you?" With Ben saying, "I know, right? I keep questioning if he has a quirk or not sometimes." With pretty much under us saying, "Of course he doesn't. It takes practice." With pretty much all of, let's say the day, pretty much the day ends, and then pretty much let's go to the next day, where the tour guide takes them to a museum. And not a regular museum. This museum has like things that like things that are from like history, and some places that are really still like being questioned today. So pretty much there's this what looks to be like ruins that like are discovered. Actually, there's a room in the museum. Well, not room, but pretty much the museum was built next to the ruins because they just couldn't think of like doing anything else but mostly just build the museum next to like ruins of a city, what it looks like. And pretty much Izuku looks at the door and he's drawn towards it. And the door that I'm talking about, when you log into Genshin Impact and there's like a door at the end when it finishes loading? Yes, that's the door. But instead of looking all clean and stuff, it actually looks like it's in ruins, and it looks like it's going to fall apart. With pretty much everyone looking at some of the people not like with no interest, some of them with interest, with Izuku instantly pretty much looking at the door, with Ben pretty much seeing where he's looking at, with him saying, "What's so intriguing about that door? It's just a door. It might collapse sooner or later too." With pretty much Izuku saying, "I don't know. It's just that it feels like it's calling to me." With Dreave saying, "What do you mean by that? That's a bit weird, even for you, Izuku." With Izuku saying, "Yeah, whatever." But pretty much he starts walking towards the door. Pretty much he still has his backpack on, of course. With then, pretty much the tourist saying, "Oh, you're intrigued with the door, huh?" With Izuku saying, "Yeah, what's this door about?" With pretty much the guide saying, "Well, there's an urban legend that was left thousands of years ago. And yes, there's actually texts here. There's texts from some of the scientists, or actually, I forgot what those people are called that like dig up like fossils and stuff. I forgot what they're called. But pretty much architects. I think it's architects. I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. So pretty much she says, and they found some ancient text that it took them years to actually decipher. So, and it says that, and it literally showed this door. Actually, they were able to dig up this door, but they didn't take it. Pretty much, they were able to find it here in Europe. Believe it or not, this used to be a wasteland before anything else. So, pretty much, we build a village over this whole thing. So pretty much, Izuku just says, "Oh, really? But what's the legend?" With pretty much the tour guy saying, "Oh, the legend is that this door can take you to another world. And if you open it, and the secrets will be revealed to go to another world. A world where anything is possible, and your dreams can become a reality." And it says that the person who opens it shall be granted power, that those who and his companions will also be granted the same power. But we don't know what those powers are. And it is a bit cryptic, but it does say if you open it. But we did, and it was opened easily, but nothing happened. It was just a wall. There was just a wall on the other side of the door. But pretty much, we thought the legend was interesting, so... With Izuku saying, oh, okay. With pretty much, Izuku was about to walk away, but with instantly... the only thing is that he hears a bit of a wind sound. He looks back at the door, with the door just, like, slightly shaking. Not doing too much to make a sound, but, like, just slightly shaking. With pretty much Dreve and Ben saying, Izuku, what are you doing? Come on, everyone's gonna leave us. It's pretty much Izuku saying, wait, I think something's happening to the door. Instantly, Izuku looks at what looks to be one of the signals, and it looks like, and it's pretty much the wind vision, pretty much, you know. Pretty much, it's like missing the other half of it. With Izuku saying, "Hold up, this is missing another. This is missing another part of itself." Ben and Dreve get closer and see the door is missing the other half of the wind animo, pretty much. With pretty much Andrea saying, oh yeah, it is. But what can we do? With Izuku taking out his pretty much his little his little notebook to draw like the insignia, he looks at it and he perfectly draws the same way, and perfectly draws the whole animo signal. Well, sign, pretty much. With Izuku, and for some reason, Izuku rips the pieces of paper. With pretty much both, Dreve and Ben look at him in shock, because he never does that. He mostly just keeps it in the journal. With pretty much Ben and Dreve looking at him when he's putting the piece of paper towards the sign. Instantly, he puts it at the door, and he, like, tries to make it stick to it. Which it does for a second. And it starts glowing a bit, but then instantly it stops, with the piece of paper flying off because of the wind. With pretty much both Ben and Dreve and Izuku were all kind of look disappointed and says, oh well that was disappointing. Instantly, the tour guide and the teacher went to where they were, saying, hey, the three of you, don't stay behind. Hey, we thought we lost you for a second. With Izuku and everyone, and pretty much the three said sorry in unison. But instantly, they started hearing like the violent shaking in the door. Even the guide and teacher were extremely shocked. With pretty much instantly, the door opens violently, and making a gust of wind that doesn't push anyone. But instantly, all three of them look at the door, then look at back, with the teacher and guide in shock, with the guide saying, what the legend is true. What did you do? With Izuku's, I don't know. I just draw another half of a sign and it worked, but I think something else is happening. Pretty much, of course, Izuku gets sucked into the door, with both, Dreve and Ben saying, Izuku! What the hell's happening? Pretty much, also, both Dreve and Ben pretty much get sucked into the door. With, of course, Izuku and Ben and Dreve going through the portal, with Dreve saying, God damn it, Izuku! We're going through this. If we survive this, I'm gonna kill you! With Ben yelling out, not if I get to him first! With Izuku saying, I'm sorry! I didn't know this was gonna happen! With Ben saying, you should have listened to what the guide said of the legend! With Izuku saying, it's a legend, who would think they are real? With Dreve saying, good point! With pretty much all of them falling and falling and falling. With Dreve saying, how long is this gonna take? with Ben saying, pretty much looking at his watch, saying, "It was about, I can say it's about 30 minutes that we were falling, I guess." With Dreeve saying, 30 minutes! Instantly, they fall onto the ground with a bit of a thud. Pretty much, all of them saying, "Oh, oh, ow." And pretty much Isuku, Dreeve, and of course, Ben stand up, and then they look in their surroundings, and they see, and they see like a beautiful area. They're near a beach, and they see everything beautiful there. They see a beautiful beach, beautiful trees, everything. You know, like where you spawn, pretty much where you start in the beginning of Genshin, pretty much there, but a bit up ahead from Ether. And Ether is still like the same way as Canon, spends there for 2 months. And pretty much, but actually no, wait. I would say before Izuku and Ben and Dreeve would meet Ether, they would actually survive for a bit longer to stay there, pretty much staying there. So pretty much they had to adapt with pretty much Izuku and everyone. Pretty much Izuku, Ether and Dreeve, like when they barely got into the world of Mondstadt, they were shocked in the beauty, but also this is when Ben actually said a smart question, saying, "Okay, even though this is an amazing view, where the hell are we?" With pretty much Izuku saying, pretty much looking at Ben shockingly, saying, "What the?" Because this is something that, for the first time, Ben something really smart. With pretty much Dreeve saying, "Is this the end of the world? I don't feel dead, but I feel like the world's gonna end." With Ben saying, "Come on, I am not that dumb." With pretty much both Izuku and Dreeve just looking at him saying, "Really?" With Ben saying, "Okay, I may be a little bit, but not that, okay? But still, where are we?" With Izuku and, like I said, Dreeve, all of them, pretty much both of them says, "We don't know." With instantly, pretty much, let's get, pretty much, after that, they hear a giant roaring sound up ahead. Actually, no, pretty much a roar goes past them, flying up above them. And that's the dragon. I forgot what his name. I'm sorry, but pretty much the dragon pretty much flies over them with Izuku and Ben, and Dreeve shocked. With Izuku, the only thing that he can say is saying, "Guys, I don't think we're in Japan anymore." With that, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you guys enjoy the what if. Please, I actually do hope you like the what if. So pretty much, hope you guys have a good day, good night, good afternoon, good morning, or wherever you are. Take care, y'all. Bye.